I think you need to keep that cat out of my property.
Because I spray painted that guy. No,
So-
I don't think that.
You don't have
Okay, why? Are you?
Just
Why? I'm not! Call my f***ing lawyer!
I'm saying that
Why am I going inside and they're sitting out here?
hurt yourself.
get to the...
No! Let me off!
Karens are everywhere. But have you ever imagined what life would be like if you had Karens as your neighbors? Relax and watch the punishments these Karens receive. Willing to threaten your neighbor with a gun just because your cat came to the playground? Only this old Karen would dare to do it. Our story takes place on March 19th, 2024, in a quiet suburban neighborhood where peace is usually the norm in Florida. But when an elderly woman's patience runs out, things take a turn for the worse. Let's take a look at the setting. The video opens with Alex, who recorded the video searching for her cat. While searching, she hears her next-door neighbor cursing. At some point, the camera turns to Karen, a woman known for her pride in protecting her property and strict adherence to personal space. Her peace is about to be shattered by an unexpected visitor. Karen's frustration reached a boiling point. She was angry with a black cat that had become a regular visitor in her yard. But it wasn't just the cat that caused the commotion. The presence of a gun added to the tension.
Excuse me. What are you doing in my yard with a gun?
Your black cat is over at my house again. And I catch that thing over there, I'm gonna kill it. And I know you don't care, so get out of my way. I think you need to keep that cat out of my property.
On the other side was Alex, the owner of the black cat, who was just trying to get their pet back. Alex was taken aback by the older woman's confrontational approach. Realizing that the situation was getting worse, the girl immediately backed down and apologized for her cat having intruded into the older Karen's home. To be on the safe side, she also promised that she would never let the cat come to the older Karen's house again, in order to defuse the situation.
You need to...
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I think we need to not come onto my property again, ever.
I think you need to keep that cat out of my property.
In contrast to her attitude of wanting to resolve things peacefully, the older Karen immediately shouted loudly and threatened that if she found the cat coming again, she would immediately kill the cat. The severity of the problem had increased. Karen's words were sharp and threatening. Her frustration was evident as she demanded that Alex take responsibility for their pet's behavior. For Alex, this confrontation was not only unpleasant, but also terrifying. The threat of violence over a pet turns a simple disagreement into a dangerous confrontation. Despite Alex's pleas, the woman's anger does not subside, and Karen continues to express her frustration using strong language and repeatedly approaching Alex while holding the gun. Karen's language is harsh and uncompromising. She is not only demanding change, but also issuing a stern warning, fraught with dire consequences if her demands are not met. When Alex retreats, the confrontation leaves a trail of tension in its wake. This scene reflects deep frustration that goes beyond a disagreement over a pet. Karen's reaction may seem extreme, but it illustrates how personal boundaries and frustration can lead to explosive confrontations. The peace of the neighborhood has been shattered, and the question remains, How will this conflict be resolved? Just to demand her rights, the elderly Karen used threatening behavior along with the use of dangerous weapons to achieve her goals. Her behavior violated the framework of the assault crime law. According to Article 784-11 in Florida statutes, threatening behavior is when a person intentionally makes the victim feel afraid of being attacked immediately. Threatening with a dangerous weapon is a form of intimidation. If the girl accuses her, she will certainly have to face legal charges for her dangerous behavior. The penalty in the law also clearly states that the crime of violating the above will face a penalty of 15 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000, depending on the severity of the incident. In each case, to gain rights, we have many ways to solve it. But in this second video, this Karen chose to go crazy and scream to demand rights. On July 9th, 2023, police were dispatched to a residential area following a report of a disturbance between two neighbors. The call came after a dispute over a property line had reached a boiling point. What appeared to be a minor neighborhood disagreement was about to escalate significantly.
Yep. Can you put her inside too for a moment? Yeah, it's the police. Can you go inside? Go inside. I'll be with you in a minute.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I live here.
Cool. Can you go inside for me?
My home is being intruded upon.
Okay,
It's okay
I'll
to go
be
inside?
with you in a moment. I just want to separate you guys so there's no further disturbance. What's going on? So you built this metal thing, right?
I know the whole thing.
Okay.
She complained because
Which, I mean, she's not trying to be rude to you guys, but the heating up of like telling her to go back to China, that's a really messed up thing to say.
There's two ways to resolve this issue today. You calm down, or we may have to take you to jail.
Why, what did I do?
You committed the crime of malicious mischief. There's two
You
ways
would love that, you won't you?
Upon arrival, officers encountered a woman who was visibly agitated. The woman, later identified as Nancy, was engaged in a heated argument with her neighbor. The core of the conflict revolved around a property line dispute, one that had become increasingly heated over time. To better understand the situation, let's rewind and consider the context.
I know the whole thing.
Okay.
She complained because the fence supposed to be on her property. Okay, I
It's
said,
supposed to be on her property?
supposed to be. She's
Please go inside.
You guys! Can I be taken to jail for yelling at them saying, you? My property is being intruded on! No, you're not! You never have!
The dispute began when Nancy's neighbor allegedly built a concrete barrier onto her property. Nancy was concerned about water flowing from her neighbor's yard, prompting her father to install the barrier to control the water flow. Shows the neighbor's yard and the concrete structure in question. However, the neighbor has removed the fence and rebuilt it, which Nancy believes is too far from her property line. This leads to increased tension between the two parties. As the officers attempt to mediate the situation, Nancy's frustration becomes more apparent. The officers, in an attempt to defuse the escalating argument, ask Nancy to enter her home to avoid further disturbances.
I really don't want to make this a thing.
No, it's not. I'm trying to let me step outside
Okay.
so it's
Oh,
not
what did I
off.
have
So there's
to
nothing.
Is she gonna go inside? She should go inside. She's causing a public disturbance.
So unless if you have it on video, because I didn't say what you think.
Go inside or you're
said.
going to jail. This is your last chance. Do you understand?
I'm saying that.
Why am I going inside and they're sitting out here?
Put
Going
your hands behind your
inside?
back. Put your hands behind your back.
Because I'm going inside?
Move, sir. You're under.
Despite their efforts, Nancy is unwilling to comply. Her frustration increases as she believes she is being treated unfairly. She expresses her anger that the officers asked her to enter instead of addressing her trespassing complaint. During the confrontation, Nancy's behavior becomes more erratic. She accuses the officers of bias and claims they are on her neighbor's side. The situation escalated as she refused to comply with officers' instructions and continued to argue loudly. The officers attempted to maintain a professional demeanor, but Nancy's refusal to calm down and her loud outbursts made it difficult to control the situation. The conflict escalated to the point where officers had to make the difficult decision to arrest Nancy. Ultimately, the situation escalated to the point where Nancy was arrested for malicious damage. Her repeated refusal to comply with officers' commands and her disruptive behavior made it clear that she posed a risk of further escalation. The arrest was the result of her actions in destroying neighbors' property and causing a public nuisance. Although officers attempted to handle the situation calmly, Nancy's behavior left them with no other choice.
Press.
For what? Because I'm already going inside. I'm not! Call my f***ing lawyer! Congratulations, my kids are free. Somebody is being intruded on your arrest.
Do you have anything sharp that's going to stick or poke me?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You are welcome to search.
I am going to search you. Can you stop moving?
I don't.
I tried. I really did.
I really wanted to go inside.
What's done is done. Let's focus on the future.
No. I know that.
I'm not talking.
Why?
Because I don't need to hear anything you have to say.
You're right, but if you do, this is what you...
During transport to the facility, Nancy's behavior took a disturbing turn. She began banging her head against the window of the transport vehicle, forcing officers to stop and ensure her safety. The officers, concerned for Nancy's well-being, stopped the transport to attend to her medical needs. Medical personnel arrived to assess her condition and ensure she did not harm herself further. Despite the chaos, medical professionals were able to assess Nancy and confirm that she was physically okay. However, her actions and the circumstances surrounding her arrest raised serious concerns.
Apartment there.
You would put me in cuffs again. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hurt yourself. Get to the...
No! Let me off! Put me in the f***ing hospital! No! I can't. Oh yeah, you can put me in cuffs. You can probably put me in the hospital, but I can't. I can't.
You can put her in cuffs, obviously. Yeah. Just put your hands behind your back. We're going to put you in cuffs so you don't hurt yourself.
Nancy's malicious destruction of property placed her in violation of Florida statutes 806(13), vandalism of property. The law states that vandalism is defined as intentionally destroying, or damaging property without the owner's consent. This can include graffiti, vandalism, or damage to property such as cars, homes, or personal belongings. She was sentenced to up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. According to Florida statutes 877(3), disturbing the peace includes conduct such as causing noise, disturbing the peace in a public place, or obstructing the normal operation of the community. This includes shouting, making unnecessary noise, making public threats, or engaging in disruptive behavior during public events. The woman's actions of shouting and disturbing the neighborhood violated this framework. However, due to mental health reasons, she was released by her husband after going to the police station. The last neighbor in the video will blow your mind as she decides to vandalize property just because she feels like it. It all happened on April 12, 2021, in a residential area in Florida, when Karen, a local real estate agent, decided to let loose after a tough day. However, her actions quickly took a turn for the worse. Karen was seen spray painting a neighbor's garage. This was no random act of vandalism, but rather a personal grievance. According to reports, she believed that her neighbors were white scoundrels and took it upon herself to express her feelings. She didn't stop at just painting the garage. She also spray painted the front door of the house, leaving a trail of red paint. The neighbors, understandably alarmed, decided to call the police. Before the police arrived, the neighbors had captured some video evidence of Karen with red paint on her hands, clearly proving that she was involved in the vandalism. With the video evidence in hand, the police arrived immediately. They were met by distressed neighbors who gave a detailed account of the events leading up to the incident. The officers began by interviewing the neighbors and assessing the damage.
Hi there.
Hi, hey John.
Doing all right?
I was in the bedroom.
So where does she live? Right here?
No, but she ran in there. And we saw this neighbor come out for a bike ride, but didn't see anybody here. And she comes walking by and, what happened? I was out walking my dog and she's carrying a can of spray paint and her hand is completely red.
I got her on video, so.
And then I don't know what the bottom, because she kept calling him white trash.
She got all over my phone, because someone spray painted the neighbor's property.
I did it.
Investigate.
I did.
Okay, well
I did it.
Okay, well let me read you some stuff first.
Okay, let me know.
Hold on. Let me read you something, okay?
He is the most.
I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself, okay?
No.
Just 1 second, okay?
You okay? No.
All right. Okay, are you listening?
After gathering the necessary information, the officers conducted further investigation. They went to Karen's residence, where she had barricaded herself inside. The initial confrontation was tense. Karen appeared disoriented and intoxicated. She was slurring her words and admitted to having been drinking. Karen was asked to come outside, but her behavior became increasingly erratic. The officers, remaining professional, read her rights and explained the situation. Despite her protests, she was handcuffed as she continued to act erratically.
Recording on our cameras, okay?
Fine. Because I spray painted that guy.
Go ahead and step outside, okay?
Yeah. I've been drinking.
Yep.
I haven't in a year. I don't know,
Was it like hard liquor, beer, wine?
yeah, hard liquor, probably.
Start from the beginning.
I
So you were drinking and then what
am
happened?
so tired.
Okay.
He always has.
When Karen was arrested, her behavior was still confrontational. She questioned why she was being arrested and repeatedly stated that she was a good person. Although she tried to downplay her actions, the evidence was clear. The police explained to her that she was being arrested for vandalism. The situation was carefully documented, and Karen was taken to the police station. At the police station, Karen's erratic behavior continued. She appeared confused and frustrated about the arrest, even after she had been processed and arrested. The legal consequences of Karen's actions were significant. Vandalism, especially when it stems from personal grievances and is caused by intoxication, is severely punished by the law. The neighbors, who had initially tried to resolve the issue without involving the police, were left to deal with the consequences themselves.
Sorry, I drank. Temperature check. Temperature check. Thank you. Thank you, darling. And then,
Everybody
we're
gets
not.
touch. You guys have been in here already tonight, though.
We should be like gone.
Last night.
Yeah, that was last night. Over here, okay? Let's go this way. Take
I
a seat
love
right
it.
there, okay?
We're here.
Right here.
I love it.
Put it in your...
The cost of repairing the vandalized property was enormous, and the neighbors were faced with the difficult decision of whether to pursue charges or settle through insurance. The incident not only affected their physical property, but also strained their neighborly relationships. In the Vandalism of Property Act, under Florida statutes 806.13, vandalism can include damaging or destroying private or public property. Given her actions and the property she destroyed, Karen has been charged with a third-degree felony for property damage exceeding $1,000. Ultimately, Karen faces a legal process that could include fines, restitution, and possibly even jail time. The legal system will need to address the severity of her actions and ensure justice for the affected parties. If you have any stories or experiences about neighborhood conflict and how it was resolved, we would love to hear from you. Share your story and join the conversation. Remember to like and subscribe to be one of the first to receive news.